We will seek you, find you. 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 We will seek you, find you.
Travis Wayne Goodsall. Remember, she can't cross the threshold until she's invited in. The CBS version of Frasier. So, YouTube loves children so much that they teach kids sex ed, even though they ban, oh my God. See, they're stalking me, so they know when to shut down my camera. AI will get you, Travis. And so they love children so much that they teach sex ed, but won't show their work. So on Mother's Day, YouTube banned my thumbnail picture for showing a woman talking about the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith as porn, and yet YouTube, not signed in, has Dating Laurel, who did 2 versions of the video, and it looks like the older one's a better quality and it's longer. The penis. Does size or shape matter? The penis. Which size and shape is best? So I'm guessing that you have to watch her videos before submitting a resume to date her. this what's going on, YouTube? She's getting paid. They attack me, and yet she's cute, but if she's holding auditions, she lost me. So, James Jasmine apparently is back, and they've disappeared since yesterday. Gone again. They he sent me, oh my hell! So I guess they're already upset with the video I just uploaded today. So, James Jasmine, whoever they are, multi-personality disorder, sent me a bunch of documents concerning the church. So, we'll go over them. Comment reply video. And so we have Provo Temple volunteer needs until it closes. So yeah, I already know all about this because the Jordan River Temple that closed 2016. So yes, likewise for the stake, we were required to provide a certain number of temple workers to work at the veil specifically until it closed, and because of the increased demand that would be placed on the temple. And so the bishop recommended Kearon and I, and we both did it. And it was easy breezy cover girl for me, working at the veil, because I already knew it all. You want me to go over it for you? Shall we? We've been having problems here with this camera. Knock, 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 with a little mallet thing hanging at the veil. What is wanted? Adam, having been true and faithful in all things, desires further light and knowledge by conversing with the Lord through the veil for and in behalf of. The person would say the name of the person on the card, and the Adam representative would repeat it. Who is dead? Present him at the veil, and his request shall be granted. And then you have the holes in the veil to stick your hand in and hope that you don't grab a woman's boobs and and we begin. And so yes, it's Eve in place of Adam for women. And so what is that? The first token of the Aaronic priesthood. Has it a name? It has. Will you give it to me? I will through the veil. What is that? The second token of the Aaronic priesthood. Has it a name? It has. Will you give it to me? I will through the veil. There's the new name and the name on the card for the first two. What is that? The first token of the Melchizedek priesthood, or sign of the nail. Has it a name? It has. Will you give it to me? I will through the veil. The sun. What is that? Second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip, or sure sign of the nail. Has it a name? It has. Will you give it to me? I cannot. I have not yet received it. For this purpose I have come to converse with the Lord through the veil. you shall receive it through the veil. Health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and through all eternity. What is that? The second token of the Melchizedek priesthood, the patriarchal grip or sure sign of the nail. Has it a name? Yes. Will you give it to me? I will through the veil. Health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews, power in the priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. That is correct. Knock, knock, knock. What is wanted? Adam, having conversed with the Lord through the veil, desires now to enter his presence. Part the veil, hand appears just like an ether, let him enter. And he entered into the veil, goes through the doors to the celestial room. Ta-da! And so yeah, they were looking for volunteers for that. This next one, talking about wards and branches. These changes are the product of revelation. The purpose is to create and maintain environments where individuals and families can forge living personal relationships with the Savior Jesus Christ. Together we desire to grow the church and the kingdom of God on the earth. Revelation, to overthrow the government, huh? And in these newly reconstituted states of America, states. For Zion must increase in beauty and in holiness, her borders must be enlarged. And so you see the mindset of Mormons is because they aren't seeing the mind of the prophets of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to actively overthrow the government. So Mormons are using the Islamic tactic, similar to the Christian, sort of, not really, of increasing in number. Thus, Islam practices polygamy in certain places so that they can increase their population numbers. Brigham Young, that's why he practiced polygamy, blamed it on Joseph, so that he can increase the Mormon numbers, because there was a lot of Mormons who didn't go with Brigham Young. And so to replenish those apostates, he had polygamy. And so, after he got the Mormons that he had lied to about the name of the church, brought them to the valley through the perpetual immigration fund of human trafficking and thus sex trafficking too, he still needed more people, because then he would then send them up and down the west to create a wall to keep people out, and thus the Mountain Meadows Massacre. And so missionaries were now going around the world to bring women as wives to Zion, to breed them. And so that's the Mormon understanding, is that we increase in number, become numerous as a people, and thus dominate. And then we infiltrate the various governments and overthrow the governments. But yeah, Islam beat you to it, Mormons. Way ahead of you. Way ahead of you. And it looks like this is the first page. Dear members of the London, England Hyde Park stake, the Ipswich, England stake, and the Romford, England stake. Not the Manchester. That's the wrong accent. That's from the west side, not the east side. Frasier, I told you, Frasier. You don't watch Frasier? By instruction of the First Presidency of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. It's a prophecy! Oh my God! And at the request of the Europe North Area Presidency, we share with you the following message pertaining to changes in the boundaries of our respective states. And so, yeah, this is part 2. And thus, these changes are the product of revelation. No, it says by instruction. It's not revelation. There's a big difference. Big difference. UK background checks. You here in America don't really hear too much about this, unless you go to an anti-Mormon, anti-Christ, Korahor apostate UK member. They were the ones talking about it, because the church got exposed in the UK in regards to allowing members of the church join the church when they're sexual child predators. No background checks. So the UK passed a law that all Mormons must have a background check before joining the church, and especially to be put in leadership positions, like bishop. And so, in July 2023, what? That was just last year. A number of policies were put in place by the LDS Church in the UK. They were kind of forced to by revelation. To safeguard children and prevent abuse. Yeah, you kind of missed the boat on that revelation. You kind of failed. Most notably, all British church members working with children. How did I know? How did I know? As well as members of bishoprics and stake presidencies must now undergo a background check before beginning their callings. They need to do this in America too. We've had that scandal going on, and at the same time frame with the changes came after several church members lobbied both church and secular leaders for additional protections. Church can't be true if this is what they don't get revelation for. Dear members of the Broken Arrow Stake, we join with you in celebrating the announcement of a temple in Tulsa, Arizona. So yeah, I already know the scandal on this one. I've covered it in Church News. We are humbled and grateful to Jesus for the foundations of faith displayed by so many dedicated members of the church over the years in Oklahoma. Now that we know a temple is coming, we must not rest, but work more diligently to prepare by being a covenant-keeping people. And as a result of this, they then banned abortion, going back to the Civil War law for 10-year-old girls. But yeah, they did retract it. But Mormons were responsible. And then there was the whole Carrie Lake scandal right before it. And here it is again. We have received direction from church leadership regarding the announcement of the temple. I told you, you don't believe me, you get upset when I told you so. The church ordered the ban on abortion. The church is behind it all. And so the Bristol Evening Post, Friday, 10th of July, 1998, in the courts, Patrick Kearon, 36, of Argyle Road, Clevedon, fined £540 for speeding. Patrick Kearon, where have I heard that name before? Sounds very familiar. I'm just drawing a blank. Where is Patrick Kearon? Who is he? Where do I know him from? Speed Demon Kearon. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints versus other charities. And so, wow. I say the blue is charity spending, and then green is the costs. So, give directly, high blue, they're the highest. They have them ranked from highest to lowest. So give directly is first, giving the most in charity. Have no idea what give directly is. And then their costs are minimal. And so yeah, it's interesting. It's also increasing costs as we go from left to right. Then Save the Children. And then MSF. And then the World Wrestling Foundation. World Wildlife Foundation. Also high blue, somewhat low green. And then the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a little tiny sliver of a blue line for charity spent, and a massive green for the income received from charity. And the IRS doesn't see this as a problem, do they? BDP, I'm seeing blueprints here. It looks like a temple blueprints. That's cool. I don't see how this can be a problem though, but yeah, the church owns the land. And I told you about that. In the coming days, Jesus will overthrow the governments of the world, and so those who own the land have the power over the people, especially when they've got a whole ton of money that they're hoarding for Jesus, who will never come and is... Did I put that or did I forget again? 1 month, 20 days. No, I didn't remember, didn't I? And so, yeah, these... Okay, now I understand what's going on here. It's the size of the temples. The church purposely is making them larger, and in Utah we have 2 cases now, or Las Vegas and Heber, that are arguing over the size of the temples. The church is purposely making them tall to be seen, and rather than practical, and thus save money. But still, it's petty change to build a temple and maintain it. Thus, the sliver of charity given and the massive amounts that they're taking in. And so the temples are what they have insurance on. So the churches that were demolished and burned here in Utah, church has no insurance on the churches because they're just a minimal cost. You know, several $100,000 is all that is. And so it's, when you're making multi-trillions of dollars, hundreds of thousands is nothing. And then there's another temple blueprints. And then the temple recommend questions that have been changed. I've been going over them with you. You don't have to be honest anymore. Just have to strive to be honest. Number 10, gotta pay up. That's a crime. When Nelson got up at the pulpit of conference and read these, that was a crime. He confessed to criminal activity. And nobody's holding him responsible. Nobody is listening to the tips I've provided. And then here's a First Presidency statement, April 12th, 2024. To general authorities, general officers, Area 70s, stake, mission, district, and temple presidents, bishops, and branch presidents. And so nobody else is allowed to have this document and read it to you in a public forum. The garment of the holy priesthood. Yep, the scandal. I remember the news when I did this. It was just last month. Yeah. So now I have to stop the video and take a pause. Alrighty. See, I don't know if you guys fully understand the great danger we are in. Because AI is not just on YouTube and social media. It's not just on the internet as Google. I did a video last week searching for something and it showed AI Google search as the top #1 link. AI is lying. It is not telling us the truth. That's disturbing. And already it's being pushed upon everybody, forced upon everybody. And so when I click on the type here to search on my device, already Google is saying, your AI-powered co-pilot. Say goodbye to endless search results. Try it now. And it has an X option, but having already tried this, when I click on it, bring it up again, boom, it pops up again. It will not go away. There is no option for me to say, I never want to see this ever again. I do not want this on my device. And it just will not go away. And so they are pushing to force it on me eventually. It's coming. So I'm doing these videos not just to try to warn you about the dangers of the church, but other potential dangers for your utter destruction, which we know from the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith that it's coming, because you denied your Christ. And so, these kinds of original source documents are going to be a thing of the past when AI takes over. AI will tell the church. What to have as a First Presidency statement regarding temple recommend interviews. And the word of wisdom was also changed. Yeah, do you understand and obey the word of wisdom, which includes caffeinated soda pops? The church has already come out and claimed, no, that's not in the word of wisdom. So don't go around enforcing it on other people. And yet, BYUs, they will not sell caffeinated drinks, even though that's the highly demanded product. And so the underground economy of the BYUs is very profitable. But again, the church is not thinking about profiting. They're like Disney. Screw the customers, screw the employees. We've got to make money at all costs. And they don't understand they're just driving themselves into the ground. All right. Frisco, Texas steak. It was announced recently that the Frisco steak will be one of 5 steaks assigned to the new temple district for McKinney, Texas Temple when it is built. This is exciting news and revelation from Jesus. We would invite you to read the attached letter and follow the inspiration and direction you receive by the power of the Holy Ghost. Not pray and get the right feeling about it. It's a rewording of that. That's similar to what they're talking about. Because it's actually manifests the truth of it by the power of the Holy Ghost, not. The temple is the house of the Lord. Yeah, I just did that this morning. Section 85, the one mighty and strong is to fix the temple. And Mormons don't believe Joseph Smith is a prophet. They believe the temple's perfectly fine the way it is. All is well in the temple. Nothing to see here. Move along. Wear your underwear. Pay the money. They don't see that that's wrong and that needs to be set in order. Then we have an email. Whose email is getting exposed? Brothers and sisters, we have been asked to help support the approval of the plan to build the McKinley. Oh, this is what we're supposed to read, ponder, and pray about. Get the right feeling. Writing emails of support. We need the voting body to hear many voices. Is that the temple about the height also? Is everybody attacking the church for building tall temples? So yeah, it tells you how to send the faith-promoting email. Please do not copy and paste these exact words. Please use your own. We need to cover up and hide what we're doing. Oh my hell. And they're talking about on this one, drainage, utilities, traffic, lot coverage, public input. And still to the Israel Roberts in Texas. Well, I mean, it says Fairview. Gotta make it long. Melissa McNeely, Church Communication Director. With, see, once you know the at and the ending, you then can find out by experimentation how to contact people. Nelson. But Nelson's a tricky one because he purposely just has 666 at, because he's sure nobody would figure that one out. April 18th, 2024. Dear neighbor, which is blocked out. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints will be constructing the McKinley, Texas Temple on an 8.16 acre site located at Stacy's mom has got it going on. Is that what it is? Is Stacy's mom? We have a potential for a theme song in the description below. And a potential for a shutdown of the camera. American rock band Fountains of Wayne. Yep. And there's the bikini mom. Stacy's mom has got it going on. That's the lyrics. Stacy's mom. Okay. Yeah, plans call for a 2-story temple, and people are complaining. They're saying, but the Catholic cathedral is... Yep. Church is being singled out. Yeah, I know what that's like, right, Nelson? And so, yeah, there's quite a number of these for this. This seems to be the theme of the documents that I'm being given. So here's the one about Las Vegas, Nevada, Sky Canyon Steak. On May 5th, support the Lone Mountain Temple, sign a petition. Religious freedom to take away others' agency. And then back to Fairview, Texas. And latest from Mormon land, a new way to pay tithing without giving a cent to the church. This was in 2021 by David Noyce. July 22nd. All right before the state holiday, National Kingdom holiday here in Utah. A campaign to make holy underwear more enjoyable to wear. And you cut it off? I don't understand. And so here we have one of those little graph charts that is for fixing a computer type stuff. You do this action, and if you get this result, you follow the arrow. If you get another result, you follow that arrow. So, married man wants another wife. Arrow. Man holds priesthood and teaches wife the law regarding plural marriage. Arrow. Does the first wife consent? Yes. Man is justified in taking plural wife. No. Wife is the transgressor and will be destroyed. Arrow. Man is justified in taking plural wife. It's not a plural wife, she's destroyed. She now is the first wife. And so actually it would have to go back. Wife is the transgressor, wife will be destroyed. And so it then goes back. Married man wants another wife, rather than man is justified taking a plural wife. So this is wrong. Get the arrows right. To all stake presidents and district presidents in the United Kingdom and Ireland, dear presidentes, stake conference broadcast, 31st of October 2021. This most likely has to do with sex crimes. 30th of October on Saturday, special devotional broadcast for youth and young single adults. And links will be distributed. Okay. conduct under the direction of President M. Russell Ballard, who received revelation from Jesus for this. The days and times were revelation from M. Russell Ballard. We receive revelation. Well, if that's the case, everybody gets revelation around the world. So that sort of demeans revelation. Because I can just go up to a woman and say, hey, I received revelation that we're supposed to go on a date Saturday at 8 p.m. at such and such a diner. I will pick you up at 7:30. Please wear casual. I don't. Oh my God. If you're going to require a certain dress standard, you have to give the guy a little card explaining what each of the different casual evening wear, formal evening wear, and so then a picture so that the guy can see what type of clothing he needs to buy. But sadly, there are a number of Mormon women who want to go on a fancier date, but they don't have the clothing to dress into. And so, yeah, there's a lot of Cinderellas in the church as a result. All go into the singles ward looking for their prince who will save them from the poverty they endure. But yeah, that's the church's fault. Nobody blames the church. So, increased desire to participate in the work of salvation and exaltation. Exaltation means polygamy, right? Youth. The Europe area data, 2021. The Europe area consists of 47 countries and territories with over 500 million people speaking 29 languages. Members assigned to the units are 376,120, annual growth of negative 0.1%, or 1%. With an attendance of 92,150, annual growth of 0. So let's just flood them with temples. We'll invest in temples. The area has 1,293 units in 129 states, 24 districts, 26 coordinating councils, served by 798 owned meeting houses, and 358 leased facilities. The current attendance utilization is 32.2%. The current average attendance per unit is negative 53. 74. How can you have negative attendance? It seems that the members on the roll decreased by about 3,800 people since 2020. COVID, and that attendance is at about 92,000, 24.5% activity rate. Yeah. Sid, in 2011, social media assisted Mormons in leaving the church. They just stopped going. Mass exodus of 10 million Mormons, plus or minus. And thus I have the clip of the exodus of Mormons, apostate Korah. And so yes, Mormons who've remained in the church abuse them and say that they were sensitive snowflakes who were hurt with their feelings, or that they weren't studying their scriptures, and which means pray and getting the right feeling. because they were studying their scriptures, and therefore looked beyond the mark. And violating the word of wisdom, cheating on their wives, dogs and cats are living together in mass hysteria. And so abuse by Mormons to threaten those who don't want to be a part of this criminal operation to come back and stay. And so in 2020 with COVID, when we finally were allowed to stay home, and this is a sore spot because I had a video taken down because YouTube claimed it violated medical misinformation about COVID. It didn't. I was covering what was covered in the news. The news wasn't taken down. Why didn't YouTube take down those news stories? So if you're not going to take down those news stories, why are you taking down mine? It doesn't have any medical misinformation. It doesn't have any medical information. It's what happened. AI was used as a weapon to deny history, to deny COVID. AI is the threat. And YouTube is perpetuating it. And so AI, being given aid and comfort by YouTube, is the enemy. And thus ordered by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is the enemy. And so 2020, when people were forced to stay home, when it was too late, because I still remember Rachel Maddow's show. She had the #1 virologist in the world on her show. He had 2 graphs for us to look at. And the one graph was, what will happen if we don't do anything about COVID? We just let it go. We live our lives and just whatever happens, happens. And it was a roller coaster for the rest of our lives. And then he showed a graph about what would happen if we followed the medical doctors and had everybody stay home for the required period of time. And this needed to be immediately. You don't let it drag out. You don't have Trump holding rallies. You don't have Trump having little close gatherings. You don't have church. Everybody home. That's what they were pushing. Stay home. But our government didn't want us to be able to obtain basic necessities during that staying home. And that's where the problems began. Businesses were complaining, we're not going to get any money. How are we going to operate our business? You're not supposed to. You're supposed to be shut down. Nobody gets money. And so, yes, there was increased pressure to deny COVID. YouTube was a part of this. Going against the medical doctors, providing medical misinformation. Attacking those of us who were telling you to follow medical advice. And so, yeah, if everybody stayed home and let it pass over. Hey, isn't that a Jewish holy day? Yeah, it's a Jewish holy day. And so, yeah, we ended up following the third graph, or the first graph. Exactly how the expert in the field warned us in the beginning. and nobody listened to him except me, and YouTube punished me for it. I've had several videos warning to follow medical professionals, and YouTube banned them. And so, it literally is the worst killer. And as we were told by the medical doctors who were making the tallies of the dead, that because there was a whole bunch of people in the beginning who did not get tested, they did not get counted because they did not get tested. And so despite Johns Hopkins ending at 17 million worldwide, even they acknowledged it's much more that just weren't counted because they weren't tested. This was an extermination event. And for YouTube to attack me, oh my hell. And so, yes, not only did Mormons die, and thus no longer be Mormon, my mom being one of them, possibly, knowing my mother as I do, even though they didn't say how she died, I know my mom. She's one of those denialists. She vaccinated me. That wasn't an issue. She wasn't an anti-vaxxer. But I can see her refusing to wear the mask going shopping. Meeting with the Relief Society for visiting teaching. But since my dad didn't die, then I'm kind of, I don't know. There's no reason why she should have died. There was no announcement of how she died. But 2021, December 21st, she's dead. But this also allowed Mormons, by staying at home, even though it was just for a month, to not go back to church. And so this is what you're seeing. And it's just for the Europe area data, that because of COVID, Mormons used that as an excuse not to go back to church anymore. And again, Mormons who are faithful bully those who are less faithful. They bully and threaten people. You must come to church. You're going to be denied exaltation. Certainly God wouldn't keep me out of the highest degree of celestial kingdom for drinking a Mountain Dew. Do you want to be denied going to the celestial kingdom simply because you drank Mountain Dew? That was the argument. So yes, this is a major thing. YouTube is a denialist of COVID. They are the medical misinformers. LDS living. How seeing the crucifixion in ceilings can change your marriage. Well, yeah, that's the patriarchal grip or sure sign of the nail. You yoke yourself to Jesus with your underwear that you both wear. Joseph Smith begins his work. Book of Mormon, 1830, first edition, reproduced from uncut sheets. Wilford C. Wood. The church already published this through the Deseret Press. The Deseret Company Press, whatever. It's the woman who didn't find men worthy for her, and so now she's eternally single. So she'll have her sex organs chopped off, scooped out, because she was unfaithful in this lifetime. She did not get married. She chose to have an education, get a career, and now she's lost her eternal salvation. Borrow? Seriously? And there's a volume 2. Looks like there's several volumes. What the hell? No. Who is this guy? Wilford C. Wood. He died in 1968. No, make these for free. Come on. What the hell? The guy is dead and people are trying to profit off of it. Yeah, I'm not seeing any options for a free download because now the copyright no longer is applied, and so it's available for free, or it should be, but people are trying to profit off of it by causing a loan, if not a purchase, on numerous pages. There's the Secret Mormon Meetings of 1922 by the woman who got her master's thesis. I should already have this. C. Elizabeth Raymond, PhD, thesis advisor for Shannon Caldwell Montez. See, she's making this available for free because it's a thesis. But yeah, there are those who think that their works require people to pay them for it, like my brother. You can't get any of my brother's works for free. You don't want them. They're all trash. I already did all of that work myself, and dear God, I give that out for free. He was basically plagiarizing the people. He wasn't capable of doing his own work. None of it is research. He's just regurgitating, because that's all he did. That's how he learned. He memorizes, he regurgitates what he memorizes, he gets an A, becomes valedictorian. And so all of his papers that he's written, he plagiarizes as regurgitation. You know what document he's referring to, but still, he has no ability to investigate, to research, to develop a theory, to have it tested. He can't, his mind does not work that way. And yet he has a PhD in sociology, strengthening the patriarchal order in the home, Brent Barlow. When my Dad was fooled into thinking that I was abusive to Stephanie when she was abusive to me and the kids. She slammed the door on the kids and me. My dad took her and the kids away to my sister's house and then told me to get out of the house. The bishop came over. He then cursed me. Didn't understand that I was kicked out of the house. Told me to stay or I'll be cursed. Just abuse all over the place. And so I ended up walking. Eventually the next day I made it down to Nephi, where the sheriff for the highway patrol had pulled me over and said, "You can't walk here. Where am I supposed to walk?" Took me back to the station where he called my parents and had them come and get me. My parents told him, "We had no idea what happened to him. He just disappeared. We don't know. We're innocent." And the police, who the night of, when I was kicked out in Harriman, I was trying to figure out a road to get to the freeway. And so I was walking down a road heading east, and there's some old homes out in that area, and they saw me and they came out and they surrounded me and they were demanding that I show them my ID. And I'm like, "Get away from me." They called the cops. Yep, Utah, where nobody wants you to live. Dear God. And so, yeah, apparently there had been people stealing from them, and so they thought it was me. And so, yeah, the cops came, and I was finally driven to Provo. But the cops, when I told them that I was kicked out, they said, "Well, why didn't you take the car?" And do what? Go where? Seriously. It's just... And they were also laughing and mocking that I couldn't keep my woman in line. This is what the family proclamation did to Mormons. February 2022, a day of prayer and fasting. The world is in commotion. Our hearts and prayers go out to those who are suffering, but not our money to lift them out of poverty and suffering. Those whose lives have been altered as followers of Jesus Christ. Oh my God, the Prince of Peace. We long for resolution, comfort, and peace during these times. Oh my hell. Yeah, just pray that things will get better. Don't actually do anything. Just pray. Thoughts and prayers. So what happened? Care for those in need. Because this is the Europe area. There you go. Was it in connection with Nelson? 6th of March. No, well, because Nelson did a prayer to end COVID, and it was right before conference. Asked the world to join. YouTube didn't ban the video for medical misinformation. And then he came out at conference and said, we're going to do another one for Good Friday. What a Good Friday that will be, because we're Christian, we're not Jewish. So yeah, it doesn't say what this is, other than care for those in need. And so yeah, temples, that's it. So, dear God. That's what the church is up to with the temples. You gotta pay attention to this church. They are pure evil. So, yeah, whoever this James Jasmine is, they've gone back into hiding for an indefinite period of time now. Even though he said he was free for the next 9 days until June 5th. Okay. Is that when I'm going to hear from you again, is on June 5th? So, all these pieces of the video to put together. Good God. Unbelievable, the hatred that goes on. And so yeah, we're all doomed this year. This election. We know it's coming. They've said they're going to do it. Oh, they would never cross that line. They've learned their lesson. They're just kidding. It's just a joke.